And we're back. We're back after a couple of tough weeks. We're heading into week 5. Bish, how are you feeling?
Well, confidence is at an all-time low at the minute, so it's been a tough start. But as always, we keep swinging, and I've gone back to the basics. I've gone back to the basics with my best bets this week, and hoping that approach can kickstart the season really.
Yeah, no, smart Bish. I think you're a man that knows his over-unders. I think that's when you nailed most of yours last year, haven't we? I think we just need a safe week. Let's get on the board. Let's get flying, and then give ourselves that confidence to go forward. Because I think we need some confidence. We'll just go over last week's as we always do. We're always accountable of our bets. Bish, take us through your week 4.
Yeah, tough week. Amari Cooper, over 4.5 receptions. Deshaun Watson was ruled out before the game, so the backup came in against a Ravens side, which was a tough start for him. And Cooper only managed 1 reception off 6 targets, which obviously wasn't very good. The Bengals minus 2.5. Well, that one got turned upside down. The Titans absolutely doing a number on the Bengals there. Very one-sided game. And Jordan Addison, over 38.5 receiving yards. In what I hoped wouldn't happen, probably did. It was a tight game, 21-13. Addison had 0 catches on just 1 target. So, yeah, pretty nightmare week, to be honest with you. Back to the drawing board, had some deep thoughts. And as I said, we've broke it down this week, and we're just looking to get back to winning ways and build some confidence.
Yeah, I think that's the theme of week 5. Isn't it? I'll go through mine quickly. Dolphins obviously lost to the Bills. I think they did a surprisingly good job at shutting Tyreek down. I think he got his lowest receiving yardage of the year. Tua got sacked quite a few times. That Bills defense really showed up in a really tough game, and one that they thought the Dolphins might get the 4-0 on. And fair play to the Bills. Falcons in the UK based game against the Jags. The Jags no, can't excuse, but obviously the Jags like playing in London, don't they? Tyler Algier, bit of a non-factor, sadly. Falcons didn't obviously like the travel, didn't play that well, and Jags got the business done. And the Steelers win over 20.5 points with Najee Harris over. Yeah, another tough one. Then Bet365s, to be honest with you, then bet boosts are always a longer shot, aren't they? I think on average they're 13-14 to 1. So that's my excuse for not nailing that one. But yeah, a bit disappointed in the Pittsburgh Steelers. Kenny Pickett obviously getting an injury definitely didn't help with that one. But yeah, tough week myself. Bish, quickly, do you want to take us through tags?
Yeah, tags treble. I think he had obviously George Pickens no go, Jamar Chase no go. He had Diggs there. Diggs actually had a phenomenal game, 3 touchdowns. So 1 out of 3 for tag. Yeah. So yeah, pretty tough sledding.
Yeah, we've got obviously the big London game. I think we'll review that at the end. Bish, we'll go through our bets and we'll do a big preview on the London game as we did last week. Yeah, our London bets didn't go much better, but Bish, you landed your one. Bijan Robinson over 25.5 receiving yards.
Yeah, I got that one. I was pretty confident in that one, just with the way they play, and obviously trying to get him involved. And speaking to a few people that went and watched the game, they said to see him live was pretty impressive. So yeah, he's a great player, and I'm sure a great future in the NFL.
Yeah, again, my one come up earlier. Yeah, Falcons obviously didn't win, and Evan Engram didn't get a touchdown. But yeah, Bish, week 5. I've just skipped through that quick. Apologise, not much comment. I'm trying to forget about it as quick as I possibly can. But let's get into it, Bish. You start us off with what we're thinking is going to be a big week for Team Punt. Let's go.
Yeah, clean slate.
I've done the classic.
We're on. So yeah, as I said, I've gone back to the tried and tested, just the running backs, guaranteed the carries, the workload, and I'm hoping that in these matchups we're gonna get that really. So I'll start with my first one, Devon Achin, over 50.5 rushing yards, and the game is actually the Dolphins are minus an 11.5 favourites for this one. So the bookies have got it as a one-sided game, which game script wise, which means we'll hopefully see a lot of rushing. Achin is actually it was a young prospect out of the draft who's done really well. Last 2 games he's been involved and absolutely had phenomenal games. 200 yards against the Broncos. So I've got the team there. 200 yards against the Broncos and 100 yards against the Bills last week as well. So he's getting more involved. He's getting more touches. And I think with the game script to this one, this could be the game that he really takes over. Mostert last week didn't have he only had 7 carries for 9 rushing yards. So Achin is definitely the most explosive back out of the 2, and I think now he's just getting more and more carries. And with this game script, I'm hoping he can bring this home 50.5 rushing yards.
Yeah, I think Mostert is sadly showing his age, and he obviously being 31 years old, I believe. Showing his age. Achan's the young rookie coming for the title of, well, honestly, at this point, I think one of the top running backs in the league with how he's looked so far. That's a bit of a jump, but he's looking incredible. So yeah, I think that's a great bet, Bish.
Hopefully, yeah, we say this every week, but hopefully this is the one.
Yeah, no, I'll say Bish, terrible bet. I don't like it.
Yeah, that's it.
We'll go on to your second one.
And then at number 2, again, another running back, Gus Edwards here for the Ravens. So again, another. I looked into this actually. I'm actually surprised. The Steelers have won this matchup the last 5 out of 6 contests here, which is for me I found pretty surprising. But they're always tight games, and what the Steelers this year they're giving up the 4th most rushing yards on the ground, and the Ravens are actually the top. The 4th ranked rushing team this year. So they're running the ball a lot. J.K. Dobbins was a starter at the season. Unfortunately, he did his Achilles in week 1. That made Gus Edwards the most prominent back now. The timeshare back that he shares a bit of ground with, Justice Hill, has had some turf toe injury and struggling with a bit of a hamstring. So it's good at Gus Edwards' backfield, really. He's had more carries each week. Last week, he had his most carries of 15, and he's averaging 48.3 yards per game. So he's covered this, in his averages. So we're hoping that he can get this one 43.5 rushing yards. Lamar might be an issue. Lamar's obviously running the ball as well, but I think there's enough work on the ground for both of them to at least get over that 43.5 mark. So yeah, Gus Edwards over 43.5 rushing yards.
Yeah, I think with Gus, he's been brilliant, and he had pretty much the exact same injury as J.K. Dobbins the year before, didn't they? They both got injured within a week of each other, wasn't it, in the preseason? And he's come back, looks awesome. And I think 2-3 weeks ago, but she was showing Justice Hill and was it Melvin Gordon third?
Melvin Gordon, yeah, that's
it. Yeah, there were 3 of them, and he's just come. I think, like you said, the last week, so he's really made that backfield. The other 2 haven't looked as impressive. Justice Hill, probably more with injuries. Melvin Gordon's just old now, and he's not as explosive, not as powerful as he used to be. So yeah, I'm excited about Gus Edwards the rest of the year, Bish. I think that one that might come up. I might steal that from you in future weeks, to be honest.
And the third and final one this week, I'm going with the young gun Breece Hall here, over 60.5 rushing yards. And I was looking at this matchup and looking for an angle. The Broncos have the worst rushing defense in the competition in the NFL. It's a bit skewed because they gave up close to 400 yards against the Dolphins in that heavy 70-20 defeat. But every running back bar Josh Jacobs week 1, every lead running back for each team has covered this 60 yard mark pretty comfortably, to be honest. So and just with Breece Hall, recently I think it was yesterday, it might have been this morning. Robert Saleh saying, Breece Hall, the shackles are off now. There's no snap count. He's back to a full workload. And I think they need it, to be honest. They brought Dalvin Cook in, and they've had roughly the same amount of carries. 32 for Breece Hall, 30 for Dalvin Cook. But the yards per game is staggering. Breece Hall's on 52.5 yards per game, and Dalvin Cook on 2 less carries is down at 18.5 yards a game. So it just shows Breece Hall is the far most explosive back here. And a bit similar to what we've just spoke about there. Dalvin Cook, an older running back, he's been great in the past, but he's there mainly, I think, well, he was there for that experience on a championship winning team. So I think Breece Hall, back from his ACL, will get a heavy workload, and is coming up against the perfect opposition in the Broncos run defense. So yeah, Breece Hall over 60.5 rushing yards.
Yeah, I think it's crazy, Bish, the Broncos. What a turnaround for the worst. They've actually got better on offense, but the defense, which was actually the one saving grace of last year, has completely collapsed. I don't know. Do you know what's happened? I literally can't put. I think they've lost a couple, but it's crazy how bad they've been this year, Bish.
Yeah, it is. It's massively different. Whether it's scheme, coaching, I'm not sure, but obviously Sean Payton's coming with an emphasis on offense, which he's known for, to be fair. And it has helped offensively, as you said. Russ Wilson's a lot better. But yeah, defensively they are woeful at the minute. So we're hoping that's a good matchup for Breece Hall.
Yeah, I agree. And then that's it, Bish. We'll just go over and just show it again quickly.
The three. So all the running backs, rushing yards. Let's go. We're gonna see that ball on the ground.
Yeah, probably not the best for red zone coverage, but that's what we like. We're both a fan of the rushing game. I think when you actually get to watch games and you don't just watch the red zone, you watch some of the games not in person on the live Sky Sports on the other channel. It's I enjoy the rushing game. I enjoy watching it, and you will be too. You will be too.
We need it.
I'll go through my week 5 picks. Show me the money. Let's finally make someone a bit of money. Let's get you at even. I'm starting off the New Orleans Saints +1 against the New England Patriots. Purely Bish, I think the Saints' offense is it's getting there. Derek Carr having that little niggling injury. Obviously, in the fantasy show, we were saying release. My brain's just gone. Release Jameis Winston. Yeah, I thought it's time for Jameis. It seems like Derek Carr might actually get a chance of playing. But I'm ready to see all them weapons. Alvin Kamara's back fully fit now. Obviously played last week, but I think still getting into things. Kamara's back. And obviously Michael Thomas is still getting better. Michael Thomas has been injured for 2 years. It's going to take him a couple of weeks. He's still been solid. I think he's going to keep getting better and better. Probably because he's in my fantasy team. But I think he's getting better and better. I think they've just got an all-round good team, and they need to get things right, Bish, because I think the Patriots are gettable for the first time in years. Even last year, I watched the Patriots and I thought, bloody hell, it's a tough team for anyone. Tough defensively, slow all the game down with the running. The running game's not on. Ramondre's don't seem as strong, as powerful as he did last year. I don't think that's helped by a weaker offensive line. And the defense is still good, but it was not quite as good as it was last year when it was just dominating some games. Made really bad coverage for red zone and TV, but wow, they did awesome last year. Not quite as good. And I think this is the Saints' game to win. I think they'll be thinking about the playoffs, and +1, I'm taking that. I've got the Saints winning anyway, so I'll take a little +1. If it's a draw, you get the win, and yeah, I think that's a good value for money, Bish.
Yeah. I think the Patriots, they just don't have an identity at the minute, do they? As you said, it used to be a great running team. Of Bill O'Brien's coming as offensive coordinator, and not really sure what's going on there. Defensively, they've they've lost Matt Judon and the rookie cornerback Gonzalez, I believe, is so that they're struggling on defense, and it falls into what you're saying there. They're under pressure. They don't really know what's going on, and the Saints, with although Derek Carr's struggling a little bit, he's more than serviceable. Michael Thomas, Alvin Kamara's back, had a great game last week, so they've got plenty of options there, and Marshawn Lattimore and the rest of the defense are doing a good job. So yeah, +1 in Foxborough, possibly tough place to go, but I don't see why they can't pull that one off.
Yeah. My other bet, let's go. We've got Anthony Richardson under 47.5 rushing yards and the Titans to win it on the handicap at -2. This is obviously against the Colts. Anthony Richardson being the quarterback of the Colts. Anthony Richardson's only hit that mark one time this season. I'm starting to like I'll load it back up. I'm starting to like the Titans. They had a brilliant game last week, didn't they, Bish? For my handicap anyway. I think they had a brilliant game last week. They're getting Derrick Henry going. And I've had Derrick Henry on fantasy the last few years. He's always a bit of a slow starter for whatever reason. He always starts a bit slow, and he's had his big breakout game. I think they're going to carry on building that momentum. And I think this is the game where I think another dominant win could be coming. And again, a team that wants to be playoff bound. Obviously, we've discussed it multiple weeks, haven't we? How they're a team that probably don't get the top draft picks because they're always wanting to win. I think this is a winnable game for them. The Colts are still developing. Obviously, Anthony Richardson being a rookie quarterback, still got plenty to learn. He is good on the feet, but I think I think the Titans' defense hasn't been amazing, but what they are good at or better at is stopping the run. And I think they'll hone in on Anthony Richardson and make him throw the ball. I think that's going to be the whole game plan. They've got an experienced defense. The whole game plan is going to let him hit Michael Pittman, let him hit some of the other targets. Just don't let him run because that's his main threat. Obviously, that's all in theory, but I think it makes sense for me. And that Titans team's really impressed me last week.
Yeah, it's the Titans are a funny team to me. I really fancied them before the season started, and then after a couple of weeks, I just flipped the other way on them. As those watchers of this show know, and it's just not gone right for me. And now they're slowly coming back to me as well. They seem to be getting it right on offense. As you said, Derrick Henry's got going. It was a slow start from him, but he's got going, and Hopkins, they've got Hopkins there, and they seem to be getting it done. So, but they're built on that defense, that pass rush. As you said, stopping the run is they're very good at that, as we've seen throughout the year, and that's probably the biggest thing. Like you said, I'm surprised that line's so big for Richardson. If he's not usually under that, given how good these are against the run, and with Richardson picking up a concussion, after a big running performance, maybe that's one thing that is maybe a little bit shy on a little bit this week against such a fearsome defense. So yeah, it's got great potential with that one. But if I think whichever way I go with the Titans, the opposite happens. So I think if I say they lose, then that means you're going to win. So I'm going to go with that one.
Appreciate that, Bish. Appreciate giving me your look there. Yeah, like you said, the Titans getting things going, and yeah, I'm all behind them this week. And my last one, my Bet365 special of the week, is in the Detroit versus the Carolina Panthers game. Both teams to get 1+ touchdown in each half, with Jahmyr Gibbs and Adam Thielen both to get a receiving touchdown. Obviously, I think Detroit in this one speak for themselves, Bish. They've been brilliant on offense, some scintillating football at times. Jahmyr Gibbs not used as much as you want him to be. Obviously, they keep saying release him, but I think the loyal fans are giving David Montgomery his due. He's doing a good job as the power back, the one where it is short yardage and he's running straight and hard. Gibbs, give him open space. I don't think there won't be many better in the league at hitting it. Probably needs to learn that downhill running a bit more, but he'll get there. But I think this will be his week. The Carolina defense is not very good. And I think, they'll want to get Jahmyr Gibbs going till obviously they look at this point that they might be making the playoffs and getting it going. Adam Thielen has scored two touchdowns this season, so 2 out of 4 games. I think he's just due one. The Minnesota defense is okay, but I think they'll get it going. Bryce Young there, still developing as a quarterback. I think that defense is gettable, and they'll be going for it. And I think there'll be a few touchdowns. It should be, for me, a very good, fun game to watch. This is the one I'll be concentrating on. So this is why I picked one of the Bet365 specials to everyone to have a go at and get in there.
Nice. I think this is one we disagree on, Joe, because I think this is. I'm just not Panthers. I just don't see what. I do not understand how Bryce Young was taken number 1 in the draft. They've just come out this week and said they're looking for a wide receiver for him.
Yeah.
I'm just not hopeful of the Panthers, to be honest. I just don't think they're a good team at the minute. But on the other side, we're waiting for that Gibbs. We're waiting for him to give him a bit more. Give him, like you said, Montgomery's taking those close touchdowns. As Jamal Williams did last year. So we're just, how can he get it done in this game? I'm trying to figure out, the big favourites in this one. So that might mean that hopefully he gets a bit more work. If they've built up a lead, he can come in and get some carries and be a focal point because, he's done everything the last 4 weeks apart from get that touchdown on it. So like you said, hopefully he can get it this week. And see how that one goes. I'm just not. It's just the Panthers that worry me. It's just that Bryce Young, a very small quarterback, he's already been injured in the league, and can he get it done? That's my biggest question on this one.
Yeah, that's definitely the worry. When I was going through the Bet365 boost, because I like to pick one a week, this is the game I honed in on. When I picked this one, that's definitely the risky part of the bet. Obviously, I'm not choosing every single bit. It's risky, but it's big odds. I believe it's 18-1, so it's big odds. And if it does come off, Bish, you're happy, and it should play into a good, exciting game. I think if there is going to be a touchdown, Thielen's the old experienced hand that Bryce has already showed that he likes to throw to. Everyone thought Thielen had gone last year, and he's come back. Obviously, I think Bryce sees him as a bit of a safety target, especially in that red zone. So I think Thielen will get a touchdown. I think Jahmyr Gibbs, this is the game with that poor Carolina defense that even if he don't get as many carries, I think he'll explode. He'll be dying to get a touchdown himself. I think he'll explode and go the full length at one point, or have a 40, 50-yard touchdown. I think this is the game for him, just to have some fun out there. But like you said, it's a big ask for Carolina to get a touchdown in each side of the half. Can they do it? Yes. Is that the unlikely part? Yes, but that's gambling for you, Bish, I think.
Yeah, that's it. Got to risk it.
Bish, take us through Tag's touchdown treble.
Yeah, Tag's touchdown treble. So we couldn't get a price on this one. Mark Andrews' market isn't up at the minute, but yeah, he's gone for Bijan Robinson for the Falcons. He's got Amon-Ra St. Brown for the Lions in that game we've just spoke about there, and Mark Andrews for the Ravens. So, he's Bijan. Very, we're liking what we're seeing from Bijan. Amon-Ra is a target monster, although he's carrying a bit of an injury at the minute. So that's one to watch. He's been limited in training this week, and then Mark Andrews, who's very much reliable. So again, we're hoping for another kickstart this week, and as always with Tag's bets, we just need one will get us there for the season, and then two, we're laughing. So it's a long slog this season, but we're hoping to nail one early, hopefully.
Let's get it, yeah. Bish, give us a breakdown, a preview of all you know of this week's London game. Obviously, we'll get into our bets in a minute, but take us through what you think, what you're seeing, and what maybe some things for viewers to watch out for that might be interesting.
Yeah, so the second week of London games, and the Bills are coming. They're actually classed as the home team, the Bills, but they're giving up a home game to come to the UK and play the Jags, which the Jags obviously played here last week, so they've been here the full week, which for me I think is a massive advantage, which is quite big, given that they'll be used to the time zone now. They'll be used to the sort of a week in camp together with not much to do other than focus on training, really, and on stuff like that. And the Bills, obviously, after a massive divisional game against the Dolphins, have to fly over here, get used to everything, and so it could be an interesting game. It could be one where the Bills start slow a little bit, and the Jags can sort of dictate a little bit. But some news for the Bills as well. There's talk of Von Miller making a return. He's boarded the plane, so he's definitely coming over. He's had a couple of practices this week, so that could be big news for them, having Von Miller there, because as you said, the defensive line really did a number on the Dolphins' offensive line. So that'll be big for them with their pass rushers getting after Trevor Lawrence. So yeah, looking forward to it. Again, same as last week, another game in London. We love to see it over here. So we're hoping it's a great spectacle.
Bish, I've got to be honest, you've missed the big storyline. We've got, for the first time ever, not the first
I know
time.
what it is now as well. Go on,
Josh
I'll let
Allen
you go on.
v. Josh Allen.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
One Josh Allen will win. We've got the defensive end, Josh Allen, for the Jacksonville Jaguars. He'll be looking to sack Josh Allen. Sack Josh Allen, the quarterback for the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen actually got 3 sacks last week. So yeah, he'll be at it. He'll be looking to get his counterparts in name and really make an emphasis on this English crowd. Josh Allen, the quarterback, what a year he's having. Probably one of the front runners in the MVP race at the moment, especially in the last couple of weeks. I think he got a perfect passer rating last week, Bish, which, as you know, you've been watching it even longer than I have. That it rarely happens. He's been playing amazing. I'm really excited to watch it. Yeah, watch the Battle of Josh Allen's. It's at 2:30 again on Sunday. That's my matchup. I'll be watching them two go at it. The Jacksonville Jaguars have been up and down this year, Bish, I'd say. Like you said, I can't really put my finger on what I like, what I don't like about them. But on Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills side, that offense is scintillating. And then again, the defensive side of the ball, they've got superstars everywhere. This is a stacked team. It's one for fans who may not watch NFL week in, week out, but watch the Super Bowl, watch some of the playoffs games. This is a team that will probably be deep in the playoffs, probably one of the front runners again to make the Super Bowl game. So get watching them early, find out a few of your players that you like, that you can watch hopefully in the playoff games, and that you can really hone in on, learn some stuff, because it should be a good game. Again, in the UK, the Jacksonville, the UK based team that I think we all support now if we're from the UK, even if they're not our main team. And obviously the Bills, just what a Super Bowl, a top Super Bowl contender that have stars everywhere.
Yeah,
that's
you
myself.
Sold it well there. You sold it well.
Let's get into the bets, Fish. Come on, big game.
Yeah, so what we've spoke about there with the Jags, I'm a bit disappointed in them, to be honest. So I've had a look, and Trevor Lawrence, I'm taking his unders on the passing here, 247.5 passing yards. He's only been over this once this year so far, and that was 279 against Houston. And in that game, there was 17-0 down, so it dictated that he had to throw. But in all the other games, he's been he's been considerably under in some of them. And a lot of that's game script, like last week against the Falcons, they got in front and they had enough. They didn't really, they had enough to just to get by. But this week, I think with the Bills, the way they've been playing, one thing what might lean into my bet here is that if the Bills come over, start slow, it might keep the game very, very tight, which, might take the ball out of Trevor Lawrence's hands and more to the running backs of Travis Etienne. The only thing against it is if the Bills come out hot and score some points, which they're capable of. They've scored at least 30 points in the last 4 games. Then Trevor Lawrence is going to get his chance to throw the ball a little bit. But I'm hoping that doesn't happen. As I said, I'm hoping the pass rush, Von Miller's back. They've got a good rotation going on. Leonard Floyd, Ed Oliver, and a few others there that can get after Trevor Lawrence and slow him down a little bit. So, yeah, I'm taking the unders on Trevor Lawrence and see if he can prove me wrong.
Yeah, I like it. But it's like you said, he's not done that really this year, apart from I think one game. He's not looked amazing. I think some of them wide receivers need to step up this to prove that you're bet wrong. Then wide receivers have to take another step. Calvin Ridley was massively hyped going into the season. He had that good week 1, and it's not quite happened since then. I think he has to have a big game to, like you say, to match the Bills. Whether he does or not, I don't know. And yeah, I like it, Bish. Good researched bet as always from.
I try. We'll keep going. We'll keep going with the research, and hopefully one week it'll fall for me.
It will. So my bet of the week. I'll just going through all the stats, all the bets of the game, obviously. And I saw this one, James Cook, 72.5 rushing and receiving yards. I'm going over that all day long. In fact, he's hit this 3 out of 4. He's hit this 3 out of 4 weeks so far, Bish. He's done it once. I think he's done it twice in the rushing side alone. In the game that he didn't do it, he had a big receiving. The nervousness about this one is the receiving side. He's only getting 1 or 2 targets a game, and in them games, he has luckily, well, it's not luckily because it's not this week, but he has gone over and hit like a 15, 16 receiving yardage. He's gone big on his 1 or 2 attempts he's had. I probably got to hope for that, but I think they'll use the ball a lot. I think with the jet lag, with just the travel, it's tough. I do it about 2 times a year to see my girlfriend over in America. It does make a difference. It is tough, that jet lag. I think they'll be wanting to pound it down, get the big men in, take some of the athleticism, some of the sharpness out of the game. No offense to the big man and running the ball, but some of that quick sharpness from Josh Allen and the wide receivers, and just play tough, hard football that obviously the Bills do so well. And James Cook's been looking so good. He's made that backfield his. He's completely dominating the games now, and I think James Cook's in for a probably big game with them playing safe, and as you said, probably warming up into a game that might be tough. That English weather, they never like it. Them Americans never smile at coming over here. They'll love the atmosphere, but yeah, I think they'll just play hard and tough this one rather than do some of the crazy plays that we normally see. That's my prediction. Bish takes.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry,
yeah.
no.
I was just going to say there, Tag's gone with James Cook as well for a touchdown there. So yeah, I'll just echo what you said there. I think, like you said, with him coming over early on, you're going to see plenty of James Cook just to get him going. Get the jet lag out of him, so to speak. Get him into the game, into the atmosphere, because what. The Jags, they've been here all week. They're used to it. So the Bills might just want to run the ball, eat a bit of clock just to find themselves in the game to start with. So that leads to, obviously, to James Cook. The Jags are pretty good defensively, to be fair, against the run, but just the amount of volume, you'd expect James Cook to get plenty of work. So hopefully he can make the most of that and get us a touchdown and get us 73 yards.
Come on, Bish. It's going to be a great game, innit? I think we both agree. What a game it's going to be. I'm excited that you get to warm up into your football by watching this. Obviously, seeing the UK crowd. The Sky Sports always do a pretty good job of it anyway, don't they? And is it on? Will this be on terrestrial TV as well? I think it will.
Yeah, it's on, I believe it's on ITV. Last week was on ITV as well. So, yeah, it's on terrestrial and Sky. Yeah, so it's great. The amount of coverage coming on, and I suppose, unfortunately, I'm out of the playoffs now, so my Sunday will be 12 hours of NFL. So I'm looking forward to it.
I'm sure your family's happy with that, Vish, like mine is.
Yeah, but they love it. I forced my son into supporting the Bengals, so
Brilliant.
at the time they were a good team. Now they're not so good.
He's not so happy at your pick there.
But yeah, we'll have the wings and wedges, and we'll have the shirts on and watching 12 hours of football. Can't wait.
Brilliant, yeah, excited. Just quickly run through them all again, then, Bish, for the viewers. Take us through.
So yeah, my bets all running backs this week. Devon Achan, over 50.5 rushing yards. That's the Giants at Dolphins. Gus Edwards over 43.5 rushing yards. The Ravens at the Steelers. Breece Hall over 60.5 rushing yards, and that's the Jets at the Broncos.
Brilliant. My week 5, I've got the Saints +1. Again, against the Patriots. I just like the Saints, and I think they're going to get it going against the vulnerable Patriots side. We've got Anthony Richardson under 47.5 rushing yards, and the Titans to win that game at -2. I think the Titans really exploded last week. They're coming again. They've got Derrick Henry going, and Anthony Richardson's only hit this 1 out of 4 weeks so far. So I think the Titans are going to do a good job against the Colts. And then the Bet365 special that we had a bit of a disagreement on. So take it with a grain of salt. Bish is the man, knows more than me. But I do think it's the Carolina versus the Detroit Lions game. It's my game of the week, other than the UK-based game. I'm really excited to watch this and the highlights. 1 touchdown for each team. I want to see, like I said, I want to see Bryce Young come up with a good game, but Bish isn't so sold on him. And we've got Jahmyr Gibbs and Adam Thielen to get a touchdown. It's a Jahmyr Gibbs week. Let's go. And Adam Thielen, I think, is Bryce Young's safety valve. So that's my thoughts behind that. And then Tag, take us through, Bish.
Yeah, Tag's touchdown treble. He's got Bijan Robinson for the Falcons, Amon-Ra St. Brown for the Lions, and Mark Andrews for the Ravens. There's no price on that at the minute, just because we're waiting for Mark Andrews' markets to come out. But yeah, keep an eye on that one for a price.
Brilliant. Well, Bish, appreciate you coming this week. Finish us off with some good vibes and a nice message.
Yeah, 5 weeks in now. What's that? We're knocking on almost over 25% of the season done. So yeah, it's been an interesting start. Big scores, so looking forward to it. Long may it continue. Everyone out there, please like, subscribe, comment, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, everywhere. We love to talk NFL. What's that? I missed that one.
Oh, so I just said TikTok as well, don't we?
TikTok as well. Yeah, Joe's the master at TikTok, so he's been hammering it on there as well. So yeah, more's coming, more content. Anything you want to see, get in the comments and let's discuss. So yeah, enjoy your week 5 football.
Come on, the punt.